another edition of the Real Time Fantasy Sports Show. I'm Jeff Paur, senior writer for Real Time Fantasy Sports. On today's show, I'm going to give you my 5 hot plays for week 14 of the fantasy football season. Yes, we are in week 14. It's hard to believe, but it's the first week of the fantasy playoffs for many of you. For others, it's the last week of the season, so it's a crucial week. Either way, a lot of big games for fantasy owners out there this week. Hopefully, you have a lot of hot plays in your lineup. Here are 5 guys I think are going to do well in week 14. My first hot play is Giants running back Wayne Gallman. Gallman broke his streak of 5 straight games with a score last week, but he had his first 100-yard game of the season. He had 16 carries for 135 yards. He made up for not scoring by posting a big yardage numbers for fantasy teams on the ground. He has at least 13 fantasy points, 6 straight games. He plays the Cardinals this week. They're 22nd overall against the run. I look for Gallman to have another big performance in week 14. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert is another one of my hot plays this week. He had his worst game as a pro last week. I think he'll rebound this week, though. He failed to score a touchdown or throw for 200 yards last week against the Patriots, but the Patriots are a team that historically gives rookie quarterbacks fits. Bill Belichick's a mastermind at getting in the heads of those rookie QBs. I think Herbert will be just fine and rebound. Remember, he had 20-plus fantasy points every game before last week. Consistency has been off the charts for Herbert this season, and I look for him to rebound in a big way against Atlanta. They allow the most fantasy points to quarterbacks. Don't get discouraged by last week. I think Herbert comes back in a big way. My next hot play is Bucs receiver Mike Evans. Evans found the end zone 2 times his last time out. He has scored 3 straight games and 4 or 5. He has 11 touchdowns this season. It's making up for his reception and yardage totals being down. The scores is really the thing that's boosting the value of Evans right now. I know a lot of people are disappointed. His catches and yards are down. He doesn't seem to be on the same page with Tom Brady at times, but he keeps finding the end zone. Brady looks his way often in the red zone, and that's good news for Evans this week against the Vikings. They have allowed a league-high 19 touchdowns to receivers. I think Evans scores again this week, and he might post better reception, and yardage totals as well. My next hot play is Bears running back David Montgomery. Montgomery's finally producing some big games for his fantasy owners. He had a season-high 27.1 fantasy points last week. He has 25-plus fantasy points 2 straight games. He plays the Texans. They allow the second most fantasy points to running backs, 31st overall against the run. I look for a heavy dose of Montgomery again in this game. I think he has a good chance to exceed that 25-plus point fantasy total once again in week 14. My last hot play for this week is Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins. Cousins is red hot right now. He had his 3rd straight 3-touchdown game last week. He has 3 TD games, 4 of his last 5, 21-plus fantasy points, 5 straight games. He is clicking on all cylinders in this Vikings offense. He's on the same page with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, 2 of the best receivers in the game. He plays the Bucs this week. They're 22nd against the pass compared to 1st against the run. So I think if the Vikings want to have success offensively in this game, it's going to be through the air, and it's going to be because of Cousins. And I think he has a great chance to hit that 3 TD mark once again in week 14. Those are my 5 hot plays for week 14 of the fantasy football season. Good luck in all of your crucial games this week. Hope you come out on top. This has been Jeff Paur for Real Time Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.